Good evening. Good evening. Hey everybody. How you doing? Did I used to have like a catchphrase when I signed on? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been on this here channel. It is 6 minutes. Approximately 6 minutes until New Year's 2026 where I'm sitting right now. And I'm live streaming on a channel that I expect nobody to find before I'm done streaming because, I don't know, this is probably a mistake on the other channel. Could be a mistake here. I just wanted to see if maybe somebody popped in and maybe would have a little toast with me because my attempts to go out tonight and have a little bit of fun were cut short. As you can tell, I'm here before midnight. I got locked out of my apartment. I forgot to bring my key with me. I was trying to not bring anything I didn't need for fear of going out and getting lost in the sauce, and didn't want to do something irresponsible while going out and getting into trouble. And instead, I had locked myself out, and thank goodness I had my phone on me. I normally don't take my phone out wherever I go, but without that phone, I wouldn't be able to call the house lady. How could you forget your keys? Fitzy, same way anybody else ever has in the history of keys. It's stupid people lose their keys. Geniuses lose their keys. It happens. You ever lose a sock? It happens, Fitz. Mazel tov. How you doing, buddy? Cheers. Tell you what, I'll take a shot for every person that pops in and says hello. Fitz, you here to say hello or just bust my balls? It's New Year's, man. I got a firework going off right behind my head. I look like some kind of experiment gone wrong over here. How you doing, man? Talk to me. All right, well, down the hatch. 4 minutes till New Year's. It cures what ails you. Yes, that will put chest on your hair. What the hell is this? Meridian Brandy. Yeah, 7-Eleven liquor shopping in Thailand is always it's always an adventure. And I'm not much of a drinker, but I was in the mood. I have not gotten out and just had a little bit of fun now for a few years. There's been a string of events that have led to me basically being cooped up on New Year's. For a couple of years, it was COVID. Another year, it was heart attack. And then I guess the last 2 years, it's been I'm too broke to go out. So I think I'll just stay in. Yeah, let's pour another one. Fireworks are going off right now. Less than 3 minutes. I poured too much. That is too heavy a pour. Put that right back in there. All right, Fitz, it looks like it's just you and me, buddy. Let's have a conversation. Talk to me, man. If you're here. What is going on with you, man? Got any plans for tonight? Oh my, there are fireworks going off within feet of my balcony. I wanted to go out, and there's a place right across the street from me that I could very well. I had a mind to just go over there, but I've never been to a place that's just for locals and Thais without being accompanied by a Thai friend. I don't want to, like, I don't want to feel like I'm crashing somebody's party. I mean, it's a public, open, like, bar slash venue. Nothing much for Fitz. Yeah. My Thai language skills might be able to get me to convince somebody, a complete stranger, to maybe want to hang out, have a couple of drinks, and watch this countdown and scream for a few seconds, watch some fireworks, smoke a cigarette, drink another, and then go home. That's all. You know, just to go out and feel a little bit human for a little bit. We are now the final minute of 2025. Let me just say this. 2025 was a fucking shit show. No time to really go over it. Ah, there we are. I should probably bring up like the official clock. Like, what is that? The atomic clock? Bro, you went off too soon. It's not quite midnight yet, dude. Give me like the official time. Time.gov. Here we go. We got a countdown here? I want to be able to count down from 10, damn it. Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. There it is. Wow. I wonder if I can... Whoa, look out. Holy shit. Oh, there are fireworks everywhere. There are fireworks everywhere. Shit. Out there. And across my entire skyline, there are fireworks going off all over the frickin' city. Did any of that get picked up? Did I pick up any of that? Let me see. Wow, I did a terrible job. Trust me, there's fireworks going on out there. And I should be watching them. I mean, I guess I got a decent view right here. Happy New Year, everybody. All right, well. Oh, shit, that's too close for comfort, dude. Dude, there are sparks landing on my balcony right now. There are sparks landing on my balcony. How bad is this? Camera's awful. Yeah, are you picking up some of these bangs in my microphone right now? I can't believe my house lady went to sleep, trying to sleep through this. But luckily I didn't get locked out of my apartment for too long. By the way, I'm sweating like a madman because it's fucking hot, and I've already had a couple of these. And I don't drink a lot, and, you know, I don't water these down with ice or soda or anything. I drink it hard. And, yeah. Let's take another one here. Whoa! Whoa! Hey, Fitz. Are you really the only person that just stumbled on this? Oh, shit. Damn. Oh, we got big ones. Off. Happy New Year! Experience? What is going on with this? This is still not pointing correctly? I don't fucking know. What am I looking at here? Looks okay. A little bright. Maybe that's why I'm sweating balls. Turn that down a bit. Okay. Merry Christmas. Oh, Happy New Year. Hey, the booze are working. I was hoping maybe a few of my permanently temporary cringe binge home shopping fanatics might just stumble on this stream. Maybe had the midday off on a New Year's Eve day. I guess that's not the case. In hindsight, ice is probably a good idea. Not a new year yet for me. I know it's not, you moron. You live 12 time zones behind me. Yeah. Is this your first New Year's, Fitz? You got any resolutions, man? You thinking about 2026 and setting some goals? I know I have. Yeah, I'm pretty laser focused on one particular resolution. I guess I'll throw in a second. Stay alive. I swear, I feel like in this day and age and where I'm at, nearing 50 years old. Holy shit, that was loud. Just getting through another year without, some significant illness or surgery or death. That's a pretty productive year. Wow, they are having fun out here. It's probably for the best I didn't go out. Probably for the best. I don't do resolutions. Wow. Okay, tough guy. Staying alive is a good one. Yeah. I mean, 20, when I was your age, that would have been a silly resolution. People have been like, what are you talking about? But I think in modern times, staying alive is a pretty good one. Why try to aim higher than that? That is already quite the feat. Mazel tov. Ha 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 ha, staying alive. Hey Fitz, guess what? There's a special. Are you planning on doing Sunday Night Football this Sunday? Ravens Steelers by any chance? If not, I invite you to come on over to my channel or Rhino's channel. We're going to do a collab, dude. We're going to call that game together. I talked to Rhino about it a little more than 24 hours ago at this point, I think. We're going to do like a dry run here in a day or two to make sure when we go to do it on game day, that there aren't any screw-ups, because this is the first time I'm doing something like this, and Rhino's done it before. He's going to be the mastermind behind this, getting it set up, and he's going to walk me through how to do it. We'll do a walkthrough, and yeah, it should be fun. Obviously, Ravens and Steelers. The plan is, I'll be calling the game when the Ravens are on the ball, and Rhino naturally would then call the game when the Steelers are on the ball. He's not a Steelers fan. It'd be a little more fun. Maybe if me and Dr. DeLay had done a collab, it would have made a little more sense. But maybe it would have been a little too too much animosity, everything on the line between these two teams. Rhino being sort of a neutral, no horse in the race kind of a guy. He can just represent Pittsburgh fine. And, yeah, I'm itching to get back into doing play-by-play, man. I don't want to wait till, I think, February 19th would be the first spring training game. That's still, 7 weeks away or something, so when the Ravens won last weekend and it got all set up for, a showdown against the Steelers, winner wins the division and makes the playoffs, loser goes home, and their fan base is ready to crucify them. It was amazing watching the coverage of the Ravens leading up to this weekend because it's weird. I know that with a 17-game schedule now that's been in place, I don't know how many years. I kind of tuned out from the NFL before that 17-game schedule came into place. But I guess ever since it has, I guess people feel like you have to win 10 games to get in. There's just no way to get in with 9 wins. And once the Ravens lost their 8th game, they're basically just written off as they can't make the playoffs now. I'm like, are they mathematically eliminated? And all it took was a Pittsburgh loss and a Ravens win, and now it's just set up where the Ravens take care of business and they're in the playoffs. I think NFL fans knee-jerk react a little too much before everything is decided. You feel me? Anyway, it should be fun. Yeah, they're going to put that game on Sunday Night Football. It's the biggest individual game of the final week, right? I mean, I don't know of any other game where both teams are playing to either win or, win a playoff spot or go home. And, of course, it's a natural rivalry matchup that's always been, even for a neutral fan, one worth watching. I would like the Ravens to win. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. The game is, hey, DDH, talking NFL. I'm talking whatever, man. It is 2026 where I am. Yeah. I'm too sexy for my land. Too sexy for my land, New York and Japan. Hey, DDH, how are you, man? Yes, the future. Look at this firework perfectly exploding behind my head. It looks like a new haircut. That would be a pretty cool haircut, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm sitting here getting drunk, smoking cigarettes, alone on New Year's. Don't worry. I've been alone on New Year's many times. Usually by choice. But I did actually make an effort to go out at least for a little bit tonight. But, yeah, plans got screwed up. And I'm really happy that I figured out that I didn't bring my key with me early on and just bought a bottle and came back home, because I can't imagine going out and stumbling home drunk at 4, 5, 6 in the morning and then not being able to get into my building and not being able to get a hold of the lady that would let me in. So I'm here. I won't be up at midnight tonight, probably asleep by 9. Yeah, there's been a few New Year's where I was asleep before midnight. For sure. I mean, yeah, the last 5 years, since 2020 was my last going out for New Year's. It was the month before COVID fucked everything up. I remember it clearly. I had a girlfriend at the time. We went out to see the fireworks on the beach. We had a great time. And just, I thought about that night a lot during COVID, just going, wow, that was like a last night of going out and doing something fun. Because again, like, once January hit, it was maybe 2 weeks in when the whole COVID thing went, started to circulate, and Thailand did not fuck around. They put everything on lockdown super quick, and that girlfriend at the time went back to her hometown to be with her family for that, and I've never seen her again. So yeah, then a couple of years, stuff's been, shut down because of COVID. And then the next year I had a heart attack like in December, and I was in the hospital for New Year's. Since then, I've just felt like I haven't felt too sociable. And I was like, well, tonight I'm ready. I'm just itching to go out and get in a little bit of trouble. But I think it was best that I didn't, because as long as I've been cooped up and not socializing much, to pick a night like this where, everybody's out and it's still the middle of high season here, so there's a lot of people out there. Everybody's getting sauced. I might have had a lot of fun, or I might have really just regretted the idea. I think it's a better idea, considering the length of time it's been since I've just gone out and just explored and found a bar and just started having a good time somewhere. It's really easy to do here. It is, once you're in the groove, but to try to jump back into that thing on a night like tonight was probably a good idea that I didn't. But one of my resolutions is to treat myself and go out on a night and just party my ass off, because it's been years, and I'm nearing 50. I know to a lot of people that's still, plenty of time to do a lot of things, but, my health and everything else, I don't think I got too many years left to be going out and partying, I want to be able to do it at least a couple of more times before I'm just too old or whatever, too feeble. The hair is on point. I look nicely dressed, so I got that going for me. My hair is absolutely drenched with sweat right now. Drinking whiskey straight. Actually, this is brandy. I don't drink liquor I don't drink alcohol very much. Usually New Year's, a birthday, something like that. At the height of my going out and getting into trouble when I've been living over here, I was maybe going out once every weekend and having drinks with friends and getting sauce. So, Judy. Hey, there's a name I haven't seen in quite some time. How the hell are you, Judy? What a pleasant surprise. Hey, the feeling is mutual. Nice to see you. Happy New Year to you. I'm 17 minutes into 2026, and I got to tell you, folks, you won't believe the difference. You won't believe the difference. All of your troubles are going to just fade away as soon as that clock strikes midnight tonight, folks. I'm telling you, 2026, I can't believe how great it's been so far. These 17 minutes have been incredible. Yeah. What else? I don't know. How long am I doing this? I felt like if I got enough people in here, I would maybe have a little fun and look at some stupid videos like we used to here on this channel. I don't know if anybody that's here would be interested in doing something like that. I know it's the middle of the day for you guys, but I'm also wondering, a lot of you might not be working today. Maybe you are just kind of chilling on a New Year's Eve afternoon. No, not bingo, DDH. That's way too involved. I wouldn't even know where to go to find the bingo cards we need. Hey, Rhino. There you go, buddy. Speak of the devil, Rhino. I was just talking to Fitzy about that collab we've got planned for the weekend. Yeah, Happy New Year, Rhino. It's 2026 here where I am. I'm sweating balls because it's hot, and I've been drinking a little bit of this, which is, it'll put hair on your chest for some. For me, it puts sweat on my scalp. No ice, nothing, no water, no cheating, no soda water, just straight whatever the hell. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I can't collab Sunday. A giant black box. Are you kidding me, man? Man, when I first read that first part of your statement, I thought you were being serious. You're going to collab with a giant... that's a joke, but I don't understand the joke. And if you explain the joke, that's only going to make you feel weird. So let me try and figure out what the humor is with this. A giant black... Oh, you mean the part of the screen on a certain person's channel. I got you, Rhino. I got you. I really had to work to figure it out. I had to work on that one. Hey, folks, if you want a preview of the witty banter me and Rhino are going to have this weekend, you're watching it happen right now. I mean, yeah, I had to go a step away from the real deal. Couldn't just give it away. Yeah, well, that was like the Da Vinci Code I was cracking. But I got there. I've learned, when it comes to me and you, if one of us says something to the other that doesn't quite make sense, just assume it's about our buddy. Our buddy who we will not speak of. It looks like my hair. Yeah, I was saying it looks kind of like a punk rock hairdo, right? If I situate my head just right, I'm looking like Sid Vicious over here. Yeah, this is all part of my plan, was to have an exploding firework behind my head. Why not? Yeah. So what else? I don't know. The Olaf rabbit hole. What's Olaf? Help me out. Help me out, man. I'm going to have another lucky here. Oh, man, my house lady was so mad at me. She was there's an office in the first floor of my apartment building where, like, the house lady has her office, and during the day, she works out of there. But for whatever reason tonight, she has her own apartment here in the building, but she was, luckily for me, just sleeping on a mattress on the floor in the office. And I was able to get her attention that I had very stupidly left my key behind. I'm so absent-minded, and I got lucky. If I had went out tonight, I did not realize until I got back after a night of drinking and debauchery until 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and reached in to find my key and came up with nothing but pocket lint. It would have been a disaster. I probably would have been sitting on the front stoop of the door to my building, because it wouldn't have mattered even if I got into the door of the building. I still couldn't get in my room, so I just would have been stuck sitting on some steps somewhere for probably hours. I guess something told me to stay in tonight. Since this is PT, share screen search for Olaf for us all to see. Since it is, well, I'm not even sure what. Actually, you know what? This is what my desktop screen looks like right now, because I've got my whatchamacallit plugged in for gaming. You're looking at color bars for my PS4. So, yeah. I could go over here. I don't know what I'm looking at here. But you're telling me to Google Olaf? Don't show us the split screen with the 7 videos open? What are you talking about? I have no idea what that we're talking about. Split screen with 7 videos open. Oh, is that another reference? Oh. Damn it. Damn it. All right. I'm just going to assume anything you say has to do with you know who. When I speak it, yeah, is that the idea to confuse me? Because I don't sit there trying to confuse you when you're streaming. I make it pretty easy for you to figure out what I'm talking about while not saying what I'm talking about. But you're gonna make it all cryptic and shit. Why? All right, Olaf, huh? All right, I'm gonna Google Olaf. I'm not gonna sit here and put the URL in for every page of this till I figure out what the frig I'm looking for. Twin language, it's just play-by-play YouTube language speak. DDH, you know. Us grizzled veteran YouTube play-by-play callers, we have our own language. It's close to Klingon. Olaf is a fictional character in Disney's Frozen franchise. That's the first thing coming up. I've never seen any of these fucking Frozen movies, and I don't care to. Is that what it's from? You what? You L33T guys. Man, I'm not getting anybody's references. Keep reading? Keep reading what? The Olaf Frozen Wikipedia entry? Or is there another Olaf I'm looking for? Olaf is in League of Legends as well. Disney's robot Olaf is a straight up nightmare. Yes to what? Yes, what? Which Olaf? I got a Disney Olaf. There's a Saint Olaf. Okay, from Frozen. So you want me to look at the Wikipedia? Why? He's voiced by Josh Gad. I hate that guy. That guy is... I've never seen this guy be funny in a single thing. I don't know why he gets work. Please point me in the direction of something funny that Josh Gad has been involved in. And if you say pixels, I'll cut off your Johnson. What about this? What the fuck am I looking at this for, man? Did you see a picture of Olaf from Frozen? The character? Not the voice guy? Yeah, I'm looking at him. He looks like a fucking snowman on meth. Okay, I get it now. Okay, so it's almost as if we took our 2 main characters from our favorite channel and mashed them into one. What if we took a snowman and gave him a meth problem? We would get Olaf, right? Pretty much. Pretty much. From Hackers, Zero Cool was L331. Hackers. Holy shit. I have no memory of that movie. I just know Shaggy was in it. I know Angelina Jolie was in it. And I know the guy that played Sick Boy from Trainspotting was in it. I saw it. I saw it like in 96. It felt like one of those cheesy movies. Like, remember that movie, The Net? With Sandra Bullock. Hey, let's make a movie about the internet, the net. Or there's another one in the 90s called Fear.com. I don't know. These very dated movies that are trying to capitalize on the most, relevant, like, whoa, look out. Dropping the mic. Whatever, like, new technology that is sort of becoming common for everybody every day. Yeah, Olaf, look at that. Frozen. All right, so I'm going to guess that Rhino is a fan of the movie Frozen, and without not having seen this movie or its sequel, I feel confident in saying that this is more evidence that Rising Rhino has terrible taste in movies. Shit. I like how movies depicted the internet as something cool or a battleground. Instead, it's pages of porn. Yeah, if they made an honest movie about the internet, it would be like an Andy Warhol movie with a guy sitting in 1998 at his computer clicking on a JPEG image of a topless woman and waiting 8 minutes for that photo to like slowly work its way onto your screen. I remember just how hard you had to work to get a little porn back in like the late 90s era of internet. Hey, how about another drink? Who wants me to have another drink? All right. Yeah, I think I remember in that Sandra Bullock The Net movie, like there was a scene where like she ordered a pizza from the internet. Oh my god! I'm watching. It's like watching Minority Report. I'm looking so far in the future. Are you serious? Ordering a pizza off the internet? Are you insane? What's next? Ordering some knick-knack off a home shopping network? I mean, this is crazy. All right. Mazel tov. That's about half the bottle. That's about half the bottle. How much is this? This is plenty enough already to be pretty tipsy. Drink, drunk. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. What else? I don't know. Is there anything else? Is there any other reason for me to be streaming right now? Oh, Rhino, if you're still around, I did go into my Twitch today. I did rebrand it somewhat. New channel name, new username, new banner, new logo. But I'm happy I did this because I'll tell you this. You know, when you stream, Fitzy and Rhino know what I'm talking about. When you set it up, you have to have a stream key. If you're using OBS or something, you need like a password or a code or whatever for the particular stream you're setting up, so that OBS can like go, okay, I recognize where you're pulling this from, and let me grab that. But in YouTube, the stream key used to just sit in the, you know, right next to like the URL that's being made of this stream, and like what latency do you want this set at? Like there's a few options all in this one little area that used to all be together. And that would be where you'd grab the stream key, and then, you know, you would just copy and paste it into OBS. But now with the new YouTube Studio setup, when you go to stream, I couldn't figure out where to find a stream key. So I was stuck basically only streaming on my other channel and only with like scheduled streams, because if you just go instantly live, that's a different stream key. I know this is not entertaining talk. The point is, I finally figured out with this new setup how to get this copy and paste the stream key out of YouTube and put it into the OBS. They don't really do a good job of telling you. It's just a little box in the upper right-hand corner of your like display monitor on YouTube Studio. And if you click it, it says copy. And then you go and paste. It doesn't say copy stream key. It just says copy. You don't even know what the hell you're looking at. But whatever. I figured it out, which is good. Another productive thing today. What else did I do today? I'm working. I'm working on this. Oh, you know what I did today, Rhino? If you're still around, I've been working on The Office, man. Oh my God, I have been working on The Office. We got to get this channel to 1K. I'm not worried about this channel, man. Why would I be worried about this channel? I'm worried about the one that could actually provide me some kind of financial stability here. I'd love to run 2 channels. I'd love for this channel to get to 1,000 and, you know, have fun being goofy. I think I do a pretty good job of being goofy. Right? God, I'm sweating my balls off. Hold on a sec. God damn. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm a sweaty mess. I feel pretty disheveled, and yet the last couple of times I've streamed, people keep telling me I'm looking good. Somebody was telling me I look younger the other day. Somebody's telling me, I don't know. But I can tell you this, I'm not doing anything to improve my my anything. This channel is why I occasionally watch home shopping on YouTube. What is the German one? Oh yeah, that's Pearl TV. Ugly dudes and hot models. Pearl TV. You want to check out a little Pearl TV? Holy shit. How can we do this? I don't even know how this works. I guess I do. All right, I'll figure it out. Give me a second and I'll get it ready, okay? Pearl TV. Holy cow. What better way to start your new year than by streaming to 3 people some Pearl TV clips? Holy cow, look at these thumbnails. These girls are wearing shorter skirts. Their boobs are hanging out more than ever. This is from 2 hours ago. Pearl TV uploaded this from 2 hours ago.
Chicken Burger 2 für 1 Deal. Einmal zahlen, doppelt genießen.
Well, that's awesome. You get a German commercial right out the gate. It's like they know. It's like YouTube knows. All right, so let me copy this. I don't know how this is going to work. Let's see how this works. What is it? In-game.
Chicken Burger 2 für 1 Deal.
Okay,
Einmal zahlen, doppelt genießen.
We're here.
Jetzt auf Uber Eats bestellen.
We're there.
The most common mistake in Pattaya is buying cheap. This is exactly how investors lose 20 to 30% of
Wait,
their
how is it
profits
playing
even
before I'm
the project is
playing?
completed.
Jetzt auf Uber Eats bestellen.
In Pattaya, projects start at 000 sounds attractive. But what do you
Why are
actually
they?
get a project on the
I'm
third
already
place
in the
line?
video.
The
Okay,
price is 2 million. 34
I can't
square
click
met
out of a
1.5
commercial.
Years of
God, I
installation
hate
payments and
ads
an
on
estimated price
YouTube.
increase by completion of 10 to 15%.
All right, let me get out
The
of here.
problem is that such projects are harder to resell before completion. You You
Maybe
have
if
to
I
wait
just
until it's
add the
built
same
into those
URL a
interests and
second
possibly
time
add
and
it's
refresh
great
it,
that you're
it'll
joining
work.
us again for our crazy Silfair TV, a project on
Shut
the
up.
second coastline. The price is $4 million. I think it's always so much fun, and we have
Oh
really
my
good
God.
interest, really mega prices, and you
What
should
a
definitely
mistake.
stick around until the end. By completion is 30 to 40%.
Shut up.
Despite the difference in price, the investor is actually investing the same amount.
I don't know how to make it stop. Okay. Would you please drop dead? I'm just going to type in MLB.com just to shut this lady up. Okay, there it goes. Jesus Christ. All right, so that's not going to work. Oh, there it goes. All right, we're in. We're in. We're into cancel. Oh no, is this still going to be auto-generated English? Why? Well, at least we know what they're saying now. Hold on, let me crop this better. An electronic desk. Look at the hose on these girls. Look at the hose on these hoes. All right, can we just talk about...
You see, I just press a button.
Can we just talk about how amazingly Pool just showed up once Pearl TV got on camera? All right, hold on a sec. We're going to just have to leave this for a minute because I need to address something right now. I got to address this. It's a new year. I'm out of Pearl TV. Hey, look where we are. MLB.com. Pool. Can you be honest with me about something? Have you only been enjoying my content just to watch anything slightly perverted? I'm just wondering. Because it seems like you only really engaged with me whenever I was on Pearl TV. All of your jokes always seem to be somehow sexually... I don't know. It's weird, dude. And then, like, again, like, you suddenly pop up here the moment I'm on Pearl TV. You're a lifetime perp. Oh, and that's the other thing. I was on my Twitter, I don't know, like a month ago. And I guess sometimes, I don't know, I guess maybe you follow me on Twitter, Pool. I'm not sure if I follow you, but I guess you follow me. But I'm looking at my Twitter the other day, and on my main, like, wall there, it's a post from Pool, and it's just like some woman's, like, upskirt photo, or like her ass is hanging out. You can see, like, vagina. You know, just like absolute Twitter porn. And I'm like, why is this on my wall right now? And then I look at whose account it's from, and it's Pool. And then I'm like, oh, so that's why he would hang out, just to wait around for Pearl TV? Or just anything mildly sexual? Twitter has a ton of nudity and XXX posts. Yeah, thanks to you. Is that your excuse? Well, I mean, it's everywhere. Hey, there's graffiti all over this neighborhood, so why shouldn't I deface some property? Yeah, that's a perfect, legitimate reason. I happen to be... Oh, listen to these excuses. Listen. Oh, Pool, I'm going in on you now, man. This is 2026 Steve talking to 2025 Pool. Hey, 2025 Pool. Look, dude. Look, I'm not shaming you, dude, okay? Don't get this wrong. I'm not shaming you. All right? If as long as you whatever gets you going, as long as, you know, you're not doing anything, you know, you're not going over any boundaries or whatever. Yeah, whatever, dude. What did Lola walk into? You don't want to know. You don't want to know what you're gonna walk into. No, I'm just having fun, Paul. Look, this isn't me judging you, man. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, you got to have more than one dimension to you, right? More than this one dimension, right? What else interests you other than the female form? Do you have a sport you follow? Do you like movies, music, poetry? I'm not a weirdo sex. No, I never said sex. No, don't even. Come on, man. Now you're making me out to be crazy. No, I never said that. I just enjoy life. Yeah, but I'm wondering, in that enjoyment of life, what else do you enjoy? Because I've only seen this one side of you. That's why I bring it up. I enjoy life, but I think people, you know, who have been around me for more than only half an hour can see that there's more than one thing I'm laser focused on. So what else do you enjoy in life, Paul? This is just a nice casual conversation. Let's talk. I haven't seen you in a while. He loves Buffalo Bill. Can you help me get this in my van? Are you about a size 13? Oh, Paul. What's wrong with being sexy? No. Sexist. The cover of the album has a woman on all fours with a man sticking out his hand with a glove, telling her to sniff it, and you don't think that's sexist? By the way, Spinal Tap 2. You don't get the Buffalo Bill reference, Thomas? Fitzy is so sheltered. Fitzy, Silence of the Lambs. Like, universally agree to be one of the best fucking movies of the last 80 years. Watch it sometime, dude. Hannibal Lecter. Ever heard of that pop culture reference? Educate yourself, my friend. Watch a movie for once that's not from 2012 or later. Okay? I'll make a list. I want to make a list for Fitz of some movies to watch to get him caught up. My quality of life is like yours due to health issues. Skull fracture at age 10 has caused me lifelong headaches, so taking meds makes me miserable daily. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And again, I'm not trying to pick on you, dude. But yeah, you're like me. You're dealing with a chronic problem. I feel fortunate that mine didn't start as early as yours. That's terrible. Do you want to let us know how you got that skull fracture? I nearly had one falling off a horse. I must have been about 11 years old. Whoever saddled up the horse fucking did not put the saddle on. Like, there was like one loop too loose. And I remember the trail, we were on this trail, this was not like a beginner horse riding excursion. This was like hiking through, some pretty steep terrain. And at one point we were like galloping and whatever. And that's when So whoever saddled up the horse, put the belt around the saddle like one loop too loose. And it was something you didn't notice when you first started going out on your excursion or whatever. You know, I'm like with like 7, 8 other people on a horse with a guide. And we went through a stretch where we were told like, hey, if you want to like go all out, go all out. Like if you want to get into a gallop, like we got like a nice open stretch here. Like this is the time to like, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And giddy up. And I'm sitting here and I'm like bouncing my ass off. God, nothing. I don't know how people rode horses without wearing like, I don't know, a dozen rolls of Charmin between their ass and the saddle, because you slam your butt down on that saddle when you're galloping on a horse, like just over and over and over again, to the point where it's like, Jesus, this is starting to hurt. But anyway, I'm like in a gallop, and the saddle just starts with every like stride, just more and more, just leaning, and I'm trying to lean the opposite way to like pull it back, right? And I fucking crashed, man. I'm just look at it and get trampled on or whatever. It was actually through like an area. We were in the open area, but like there was also, it was coming up on an area where like there was, if you fell off, like if you're unlucky, you could have like rolled off like the side of a pretty steep hill or whatever. It was pretty scary, man. Anyway, that was at Camp St. Charles in St. Mary's County, Maryland, back in probably about 1989 when that happened. They didn't tighten the girth, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just one buckle hole wrong, it makes all the difference, right? Yeah. At one time, I wanted to make offer to take over this channel and continue it. You wanted to just take over my channel? What were you going to propose? I know this channel looks like it's dead, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to completely bury it because, I don't know. I do want a channel that I can go to and just say whatever the hell I want, because I can't really do that on the other channel. Particularly when it comes to anything of a political nature. I get it. Like if I want to grow an audience of sports fans, keep the politics out of it. Keep a lot of things out of it, because people get triggered by just about anything. Somebody brought up the other day about, I guess there was a player on the Mets that just, what was it? Like a player's wife just became, I think Francisco Lindor's wife just became like some part of the staff for Zoran Mamdani, the incumbent mayor of New York, who, if you follow politics, is a pretty progressive Democrat. And, I saw on Twitter just a lot of people freaking out about it. Just the fact, the Mets are woke now. The Mets are woke. The Mets are woke is what I kept reading. Man, the people who love to use woke as like it's a weaponized word. It's so funny how that happened like almost overnight. Because the word woke has been around for decades. Like early 20th century, woke was a concept. And all it meant, and all it still means, is that, You're not turning a blind eye to what's going on in the world. You're just keeping track of things. But it seems like the right just got super triggered by this concept. And their version of woke is just basically anything they don't like is woke. They just wanted to make that word like so, like a scarlet letter or something. I don't know how it's working out for them, but they wanted to just take the word and turn it against those who. It woked, though. Did it? We'll see in the long term, Rhino, how much it woked. Stay woke, baby. 100% non-political, non-religious. Well, what tethers you to reality, Paul? And I don't mean to ask that in some sort of condescending way. I'm legitimately asking, like, what? Because, I don't subscribe to any particular religion. I have my views about policy in terms of, things I want to see to improve the United States of America, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I blindly subscribe to one party and will just align with them on everything that they do. I feel like that's a mistake too many Americans make. I mean, this is tribalism. Okay? And this is by design. All right? I don't want to sit here like I'm on a soapbox. You people know what I'm talking about. I hope that we're in lockstep here. This is all by design. These two parties, they just want to make you hate the other party. They don't want you to think that there's any nuance in any sort of policy about anything. Like there can't be any nuance. There can't be a happy medium somewhere. It's either agree or you're the enemy. Agree or you're the enemy. Not healthy, folks. It's not healthy. A channel that avoids political and religion. Oh, is that what you want here? Oh, if you took over, would there be a full ban on political and religious talk? I don't mind talking about it. Because I don't have an agenda. I'm not sitting here trying to tell people how to think. I just feel, it's so, look, I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. You got me drunk. This is what happens. Those who are Republican, those who lean right-wing, have a right-wing ideology. I don't really subscribe to it myself. I feel like I do lean more left-wing in terms of ideology, but that doesn't mean that in every issue on the table that I'm automatically on the side of a Democrat versus a Republican. And if I were a Republican, I would feel the same way vice versa. Like, it's silly to me. It's silly to me. It's like WWE shit. Like, you got to pick your guy and the other guy, just take that guy down. Like, and at the end of the day, what are we doing? We're just spinning in circles, fighting each other. And all this time, I don't care which party you like, they're not doing a whole lot to make our lives better, are they? They just enjoy us in a frenzy while they fleece us. Let's just be honest about it. It sucks. And it's part of the reason why I just needed to get the hell out of there. It's not healthy. And, I try to sit there in my little soapbox while still living in the States, trying to encourage people to think for themselves. Once the smartphone came out and people started finding their information on their phone, and half of it was misinformation, I did the best I could to encourage these people to, look at multiple places, multiple sources for your information. Fact check everything. People are just getting lazy. They feel like they're smarter because they've got this thing in their hand that tells them shit. But in reality, it's just making them lazier because they're relying on this shit that half the time isn't even true to tell them how to feel about things. And now you add AI in the equation, and it's only making this worse. This concept of people relying on shit instead of their own. Folks, we have creativity up here. We have imagination up here. We have the ability to process, analyze, and draw conclusions of things without the assistance of these technologies out there. It's really hard for me to watch so much of society get stuck having their opinions shaped by being stuck in this social media bubble that they find themselves in. I feel like a lot of people out there, their ideology was born out of just a series of clicks through Facebook or somewhere. And they're like, okay, this is making sense. You know, like they could have just as easily clicked to the opposite direction and felt the same. They're just looking for something to cling to. I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's just so unhealthy. This, you know, at some point, we got to all just sit down and say, you know what? You know, it's by design that there's two parties and there's going to be disagreements about issues. And we have to sit here and hammer these issues out and figure out a way that whatever this issue is can benefit at least the majority of the American people. Because I don't care what you're talking about. Somebody, you know, whether it's a few people or a lot of people, just about any issue on the book, you know, depending on how you vote on it and how you change a law or something, it's going to affect some people badly. You know? It's bound to happen. You can't create laws that pleases everybody, right? And it's always been that way. So this is what democracy is for. It's a constant ebb and flow of ideas exchanged, and you know, some get implemented from one party, some get implemented from the other, but I just feel like we're living in an age now where we're not even focused on the actual issues. We're just focused on being in the party that wins. And it's unhealthy, and it's by design, and I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of it. Look at me. I think it's time to move on from politics. Debate is healthy. Standing with your arms crossed and whining is not. Yeah, well, I mean, I think symbolically that's sort of what's happened with the country here in the last 20 years or so. I mean, I'm telling you, ever since the smartphone, the internet was one thing. When we just had internet, pre-smartphone, I feel like everybody was able to absorb information in a way they never had before without being completely brainwashed. But the smartphone and the social media stuff has fucked so many people up in the head. And not necessarily like, they're thinking a different way than I am, so they're automatically wrong. No, it's just the fact that they're thinking in a way that isn't born organically out of their own passion and feeling about a particular issue. It's just they're being brainwashed. You know, again, like why? I don't know. I think a responsible person would look at more than one side of any given issue and not rely on just what the party stance is if you align yourself to a certain party, and allow yourself the ability to be flexible and say, you know what, 95% of the time I'm in lockstep with this party, but I just found an issue where I actually agree with these guys over here. Does that make me a bad person? No, but you want me to just be loyal to your party. Fuck that. Okay? It's not healthy. All right? It's just idiotic to think that one party is 100% right and the other is 100% wrong all the time. It's stupid. But that's what these parties want you, the public, to feel. And it's caused a massive division and amongst each other, in our families, in our circle of friends, with our coworkers, every part of our life, in human interaction. It's just gotten so out of control. What's the drink? Having some peach vodka later. I'm going with, it's called Meridian Brandy. It's got a boat on it, so you know it's quality. Hey, Mel girl, Happy New Year to you. I'm happy to see you. Maybe it'll get my mind off of talking about shit that I really don't feel like talking about. Responsible? There were people who refused to wear a paper mask to make sure their neighbor didn't get sick. They dig heels and refused. Yeah, look, again, that made me extremely angry. If you were on my Facebook DDH, you know what I was spending most of like May of 2020 all the way through most of 2021 doing? I was uploading daily reports of the global COVID cases, like number of deaths, number of cases, and like percentage by population and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching the United States sitting at the top of the list by far. And we lost over 1 million people to COVID. Whether maybe some of you out there will go, oh, that's a bullshit number or whatever. But according to the official whatever, over 1 million people. And I get it. A lot of those people were already experiencing issues, and bad health plus a COVID case was just too much for them. But that, I think, is still further reason to be critical of some of the things that is going on in the United States. I've been talking about this lately. I've been talking about this for a while. America has got this strange fascination of zero, attempt to educate people about, encourage people to choose nutritional options in their diet. Coupled with that, the fact that if you do want to eat healthy in America, you have to pay an arm and a leg to do so. If you want to have a salad, it costs more than a hamburger, and that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. If you want to go to Whole Foods and just get a pre-made salad, that's 3 times more expensive than getting a cheeseburger at McDonald's. It doesn't make any fucking sense. All right? So you got a lot of unhealthy people in America, and I'm one of them. I grew up with zero nutritional education. My parents didn't give a fuck. I was sitting there eating cereal bowls after cereal bowls, Pop-Tarts, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on fucking Wonder Bread, just garbage, frozen dinners and preservative-filled junk, Monsanto crap. And I can't tell you how much healthier my body has gotten since I moved over here and just started eating food that was actually prepared healthy. And I'm not even saying super healthy. There's food I eat out here that has oil in it and stuff, but non-preservative, fresh food. The food in America, by and large, unless you're very wealthy, is extremely shitty. So you're getting unhealthy. We have an obesity problem. Let's face it. We're the fattest country in the world, and that shouldn't be some badge of honor oh, well, we're just doing so well that we can just sit here and eat and eat and eat. No, we're eating bad food. Right? And then coupled with that, we have the most expensive healthcare system in the world. Does that make sense to you folks? Does that sound like a country that is looking after its citizens? It doesn't to me. You got to give us one or the other. Either focus more on the nutrition for the average American citizen, maybe make, you know how like they had it where like if you bought like a hybrid car, you'd get like a tax break? Like give us some incentive to eat healthy, and we will. And then maybe we won't clog up the hospitals, right? And then maybe people who do get sick won't get sick as often and not have their lives go into financial ruin due to healthcare bills, right? Because we're sitting here getting fucked on both ends. We're putting ourselves into an unhealthy state. And I'm not saying everybody individually. I'm saying collectively as a nation, we're unhealthy. And then on top of that, by the way, you have about 10 hours and 51 minutes if you live on the East Coast of the United States to have health care like the ACA, not have a giant increase in premiums starting tomorrow because of political malfeasance. I saw something about a New Jersey couple that was paying somewhere around $360 a month for their health care premiums under the ACA, Obamacare. And starting tomorrow, those $360 monthly payments are going to be $1,900 and change. It's going up for that couple nearly sixfold, and it's going up 26% on average across the board starting tomorrow. This is a country that is already ridiculously expensive to the point that it's absurd when it comes to healthcare. And now starting tomorrow, for millions of Americans, that expense is going to get even greater. And for others, it's going to be like crippling. There's going to be a lot of people that are just going to decide to say, fuck it with healthcare at all. I might as well just risk it. And I don't blame them. Because this couple that's now paying nearly $2,000 a month, that's $80 a day. Does that sound like insurance to you? $80 a day to insure yourself of some, like, heaven forbid, car accident or your kidney fails or whatever the fuck. It's just not right. It's just not right. That's not a country that cares about the well-being of its people. I'm sorry. And and this is part of the reason why I left. I had a heart attack over here. And I know you can probably joke back at me. Well, Steve, didn't he just say like a few minutes ago that he never been healthier since he moved out here? Well, then why did you have a heart attack out here? Well, I didn't relay my drug history, no, did I? Look, the point is I had a heart attack out here. And if it had happened in the United States, even if I had insurance, I would have been broke paying for the surgery and recovery necessary. Broke. I paid out of pocket over here. And I'm not broke. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Maybe we should spin in positive, fun stuff for the new year because whoomp whoomp. Okay. All right. Let's go to something positive. Look, I'm sitting here getting drunk on New Year's, man. You know how it is. It's a combination of jubilation and like stuff you just want to dump. Because again, like, man, 2025 That wasn't the best year, was it? That wasn't the best. You tell me to drink it up, man, but I'm down to that much. I'm down to that much. Tell you what, how about a Lucky? That'll buy me some time. It sounds like a country where the rich and powerful party while watching the poor die. They want people to go off insurance, go into debt so it can be purchased by banks and be a source of income for rich investors. Yeah, and can we talk about AI for just a moment? For just a moment. Look, I'm not a person that is well spoken enough to get this point across as well as others, but it's not, we don't need it. First of all, flat out, we don't need AI, okay, everybody? Just so you know, we don't need it. We don't need it. Period. Rhino, I'm glad you're here. You know how I found out about AI at all in terms of like its functionality for a user, like a chat GPT? You know how I even found out? I mean, obviously I understood what artificial intelligence was before chat GPT, but you know how I found out? Rhino told me. I didn't even know about it. I was blissfully unaware. And I remember after he told me about it, I went and looked into it. And I watched a video about what its capabilities were and everything else. And I sat there and I immediately I said to myself, this is not good. This is not good. What this does is take away creativity from people. And I'm thinking about creativity first. Never mind jobs. Never mind, I don't know, just a quality product of something. This is slop, folks. And I get it. I know a lot of people out there, they want to be involved with whatever the most cutting edge technology is because that's where, that's where the action is, right? Not every new piece of technology is necessarily beneficial for us, folks. Okay? Just saying. Like, if you've got your opinion about AI and you're happy with it, that's fine. I just know this. There's only a handful of people that are sitting here getting extremely rich off of the use of AI. And those are folks like Elon Musk, folks like Jeff Bezos, Peter Thiel, Mark Zuckerberg. Why did they think they're investing so much into this and want to implement it into your lives so much? Because they are trying to make your life better? You think they're honestly, trying to create new innovation to help you? Do you really think that? Or are they just trying a way to basically be the oligarchs of the world and have us I'm not getting involved with it. Let's talk about something positive. You want something positive, Rhino? You give me a topic, buddy. Come on, throw out any topic. Anything non-political, anything non-depressing. Throw out any topic, and I will give you a solid 10 minutes on it. What do you say? It's after 1 o'clock in the morning. I've been streaming now for an hour and a half, and I don't know why. I'm ready to go to bed, honestly. Let's talk about, oh, God, world hunger is hilarious. God, it's hilarious. All right, can I just say this? Honestly, if the richest people in this world who have the ability and the resources to invest their money to develop the most state-of-the-art, the most, like, cutting-edge shit. Cancer is still out there, folks, along with a lot of other diseases without a cure. Can we focus on putting our efforts into that? Like, when it comes to technology that makes life easier, what the fuck more do you really need? I'll take you back to a thesis I wrote back in college called "Do We Really Need an Electric Toothbrush?" And this was back before so much technology that's come since. So this is something I wrote back in like 1998. Do we really need an electric toothbrush? And it was me basically making the point that just because something is a technological achievement doesn't necessarily mean that it's useful or needed at all. And my point with the toothbrush was like, folks, is the process of doing this just so painstaking that you need something where you just hold it like this and let it just spin around for you? The art of the brush technique, just too much to bear. We need something. We need some innovation here. And my point was like, I think we peaked. I think once we start making innovative products like an electric toothbrush, I think that's a sign that maybe we should focus less on making our lives easier and focus more on solving some other problems out there that continue to exist. Right? And yeah. More money made treating than curing, huh? Cuba has been working on a cure for cancer. I mean, I think a lot of places have been working on it, but I feel like if you dumped the hundreds of billions of dollars into some of these technology fields, into more and more scientific research to beat some of these diseases, or to figure out ways just to make people healthier. Why aren't we doing that? Come on. Like, my life is easy enough. I got air conditioning. I've got internet. I've got a fucking shower, running water. I got a refrigerator. I've got, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck else? We don't need AI, okay? We don't need it. Can you use it? Can it help you in some way? Maybe, sure. Do you need it, though? Do you need it? If we just, I don't know. There's no regulations with this shit right now. It's just scary. It's I don't like where we're going with it. I asked for another topic to talk about. I'm more than willing to move on to something lighter. I'll start looking. You know what? I'm just going to randomly look online for something that's a lighter conversation topic. I think I'm going to log off here in a moment. Ooh, a reaction to Dr. Sleep. Oh, hey, that's my... Is that what I chose as my thumbnail? A screenshot from Manos, The Hands of Fate. Let's dissect the difference between Basic Instinct and Showgirls, and how it is, and how in it Rose Sharon Stone up, but Elizabeth Berkley. I'm asking for a friend. Pool. Okay, so these are two Paul Verhoeven movies, right? Paul Verhoeven, who, by the way, also gave us some great satirical movies, such as RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers. Those are my Verhoeven movies. But yeah, he did Basic Instinct, and he did Showgirls. The difference between these two movies. Okay, one was a pretty taut thriller that was well acted and had some pretty iconic scenes in the movie, and the other was just a fever dream. Showgirls, I enjoy. I mean, when I say enjoy, I think I've seen that movie maybe twice, and it's not like I'm like head over heels about the movie, but as much as that movie has been universally panned and mocked, there is some, what do you call it? There is some, what the fuck simple word can I pull right now? Holy shit, I'm drunk. There's a point going, like there's a, what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? I think I just said it like a minute ago and now I can't even say it. There's a point to the nonsense of Showgirls, I guess. But anyway, you probably didn't want a real answer. Elizabeth Berkley down. Poor Elizabeth Berkley. What's your favorite scene? For me, it's when she's sitting at some restaurant outside with her newfound friend, and the newfound friend is asking her some pretty simple questions like, "Hey, so where are you from?" And Elizabeth Berkley has a soda and some fries, and she just slams her fries down, and it goes everywhere, and she's just like, "Different places." Oh, and the sex scene in the pool, that was hilarious. And it's got Kyle MacLachlan in it. I mean, he's a David Lynch. He is the David Lynch actor. I mean, we've got Dune, we've got Blue Velvet, we've got Twin Peaks. I love Kyle MacLachlan. What he was doing in Showgirls, I don't know, but I love him as an actor, so maybe that's what makes me tolerate that movie a little bit more. But, you know, it's a movie where I can understand where when it came out and you went to the theater to see it, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is awful. And you wouldn't be wrong, but it's one of those movies I feel like over time you go back and watch and you just kind of enjoy the train wreck. It kind of just again, Verhoeven has always been a guy that is sort of making commentary. He did it with RoboCop. He did it with Starship Troopers. I mean, it's in there. There are themes going on in there. He's wacky though. I like Paul Verhoeven. I don't even know the last movie he made was. I wonder what it was. Let me look him up. What's the last movie Paul Verhoeven made? Is he done? I get the feeling he's done making movies. Verhoeven. We have, okay, RoboCop 87, Total Recall 90, Instinct 92, Showgirls 95, Starship Troopers 97. Since then, he's made 4 movies. Hollow Man, which was that Kevin Bacon movie, right? I don't think I ever watched that. Yeah, Kevin Bacon. I should watch that. Black Book 2006. Never saw that. L 2016. Never saw that. And Benedetta 2021. Okay, so basically he's making movies in the 21st century that nobody's watching. But when Verhoeven was in his prime, that was a pretty good run. RoboCop, Total Recall, Basic Instinct, Starship Troopers, and yes, Showgirls was in there as well. Where's Marsha? I don't know. Lola, how are you doing? I didn't really make an announcement to folks that typically hang out on this channel that I was going to go on, but just kind of a snap decision, but yeah, I'm not sure where Marcia is, but we keep in touch. How are you doing, Lola? Want to watch videos saying Stairway to Stardom hosts like kids? What? Want to watch video saying Stairway to Stardom hosts like... Oh, you mean, yeah, the host being like a little too touchy-feely with some of the younger lady performers that would come on the show? Yeah, it's not a secret. I'm pretty sure I remember us watching a lot of Stairway to Stardom and making a note of how creepy the dude was with some of the younger. And I always made a point, like if they were like a child, I didn't even want to like sit there and riff on any of the videos that featured kids. Like 18 and over, fine. But there were a couple of like female performers that were like, you know, young, like 18, 19, 20 or so. And yeah, he was a bit of a creep. Like I remember that one chick that sang that song from Arthur. When you get caught between the moon and New York City. Now, he was pretty creepy with her. But no, I don't want to watch it. What's to watch? Yeah, he's a creep. When he get caught between the moon and New York City. I guess I'm going to kill this bottle and then sign off and then pass out. What a New Year's. The fireworks have been long over. I'll say this. In the 10 years or so I've lived out here. Actually, this is my 11th New Year's Eve out here. Can you believe it? 11 New Year's in a row. That's nearly a quarter of my life now. This is my last drink. You know, Thailand has their own New Year. It's called Songkran. It happens in April. That's when their calendar flips to a new year. By the way, what is the Thailand year at the moment? I think it's like 2566 or something. 2569, actually. So it was 2568 about an hour and a half ago. But in Thailand, it is now 2569. So not only am I 12 hours into the future, folks, if you're on the East Coast, I am... what is that? 543 years into the future as well. 2569 out here. Yeah. All right, I'm going to have this last drink, one last lucky, and I'm going to get off the fucking stream here. I don't know why I did this. This was kind of it was supposed to be kind of a joke. Yeah, my New Year's plans went astray. What do you got, guys? Come on. 2-minute warning. Talk to me. What's on your mind? What do you want my thoughts on? AMA. Hey, you want to see a trick? You want to see a trick? You guys want to see a trick? All right, you see this Lucky I'm about to smoke? I have a way to get going with it. You see, I put it right here in my hand like this. See that? That's where the cigarette is. I got a little trick, and I haven't tried this trick in so long that I'm probably not going to get it done on the first go. But I'm drunk, so I feel like my chances are better. It's like when I bowl. I bowl better drunk. This might work. Let's see if I can do it. Ready? Fuck. Can I try one more time? I still say less than 10% chance of nailing it. I used to be able to do this like 50% success rate. Yeah, you just slap your hand and pop that cigarette right into your mouth and you look like a boss. Can't do it. Oh, back in the day when I would do it frequently, it would impress folks. It was my little Steve McQueen thing. The channel is going to take off in 2638. What, on the Gregorian calendar? Yeah. I just got to wait 534 more years, and I'm going to find the success I'm looking for. Letterman's stupid tricks. Yeah. I would say this trick isn't worthy of getting on Letterman, but when I was able to pull it off successfully, it would impress people. But anyway, what else? Come on, folks. Again, 2-minute warning. Throw something at me. Give me something to riff on. We're running out of time. Daycare centers. Is that the new topic you want me to talk about? Daycare centers. Hey, I'll tell you a fun story. I remember my mom would drop me off with babysitters any chance she got. And there was this one place. I remember the street it was on, and I can kind of I remember the basement where I was hanging out in. I must have been about 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe. And I'm being babysat at some lady's house. And she's got me, in the basement. Basement sounds like torture or something. But it's like one of those, sunken basements, split-level houses. Where, the basement had, the family room with, the TV. And she had me plop down there. I remember I was watching The Price is Right. And then when The Price is Right would finish, that was when nap time would come. So nap time would come at noon, right? I was basically forced to nap for an hour, ready? Whether I was tired or not. Normally I wasn't. Nap time would come, and I would just basically lay on this mat for an hour, waiting until it was okay to watch TV again or whatever. But, there was this rule that this babysitter had that during the nap time hour, do not disturb. Do not disturb. Do not get up. Do not move around. Don't. You take a nap. And in hindsight, I can only think that meant she spent that hour drinking, doing drugs or something that she just didn't want me to see. I don't know. But one day, nap time came. It was a good episode of Price is Right. They had some of my favorite games on. The mountain climbing guy. Yo do do dee do dee do 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 dee do. Yo do do dee do. Yo do do dee do. So Price is Right was fine. Nap time comes. And I don't know, probably 15 minutes into my nap time, I had this very violent urge to need to release my bowels. Okay? I had to defecate. I had to go. But this lady had scared me with this whole do not disturb during nap time thing. whatever you do, like she made it feel like if I were to do that, if I were to like get up and go tell her I need to use the bathroom, that I was gonna like get spanked or something. And I was sitting there like going, oh my God, I gotta go. I really gotta go. Like beads of sweat are forming. I gotta fucking go. And you know what I did? I just went. I went right there in whatever pants I had on. I just went. Because I felt like that was my only option. And then, like, I don't know, like 1 p.m. or whatever, and after an hour of nap time or whatever the fuck, she comes downstairs and she discovers that I'm sitting there with pants full of shit. And I realized that day that as much as she didn't want me to disturb her during nap time, that was a better fate than to just shit my pants, because she was really, really mad. Yep, I love a good pants shitting story. Come on, folks. Who hasn't at least sharted once? It actually happened to me not that long ago. I thought I was cutting a gasser, and next thing you know, I felt something that felt like, wait a minute, did I just do something more than flatulate here? What's going on? And I had to go check, and luckily, my fears were, not true. I was okay. I was safe. No Hershey squirts. No Hershey squirts, everybody. Mazel tov. I can't believe I drank that whole fucking bottle. Holy shit. I don't think I'm supposed to do that in one sitting. This should be an interesting night's sleep. Were you drunk when you sharted? Dude, I was like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 years old. Like I was it had to be before first grade. Yeah, so I'm going to think 6 or 7. I don't think I was drunk unless the babysitter spiked my Kool-Aid or something. How about movies for 2026? What are you excited about? I don't know. First of all, like theatrical movies, I mean, it's dying, isn't it? It's been like this way a long time now. Like, there's only a handful of movies in a given year now where I have any interest in seeing it in a theater, which is the only way I really want to watch a movie. It's sad because I have no interest in all these superhero movies. I have no interest in all these remakes and redos and reimaginings and whatever of movies that were good, and now I'm just watching some crappy half-ass version of the same thing. Like, how many of these, Weapons. You want to know what movie I liked in 2025 that was like a theatrical release, like a wide release, a movie-going experience, as that seems to be going extinct? Weapons was a lot of fun. They claim movies are supposed to make it. Who is they? Who is they, Lola? The studios? Of course they would say that because they would want that, wouldn't they? Or is it the theater companies? They would want to say that so that the entire industry doesn't go out of business. But it's look, I love movies. I have so many fond memories growing up. Like I came from a really dysfunctional family. But the one thing I can give credit to both of my parents, I grew up in split household. I lived with my mom. My parents separated before I was a year old. So I would see my dad like on the weekends, but both my mom and my dad would take me to the movies all the time. My mom would be the one that take me usually to like comedies and dramas, and my dad would be the one that take me to like all the action movies, the Stallone movies, the Schwarzenegger movies, stuff like that. So I saw just about everything in the theater in the 80s up to the early 90s. I saw it all. I just love the escapism of movies during those years when houses were packed, when movies would stick around for several months if they were any good. And it was just this shared experience that I just don't find anymore. I think the last time I felt that was The Force Awakens, the first of the J.J. Abrams Star Wars movies. That was back, what now, in like 2016? Maybe 2015, something like that. I saw that here in Thailand. It was not the first movie I saw while staying out here, but it was among the first. And I brought a friend with me, a Thai friend, who had no previous knowledge of Star Wars. And I was like, would you come with me to watch this? Because this is a big event. And it was like opening day, like the noon show, the very first showing of the movie. And it was a packed crowd and people were cheering. And it just felt like this really fun shared experience in a movie theater. That what makes me love seeing movies in theaters, and I'll be damned, I don't think that really happens anymore. Maybe once a year with a particular movie or something, but I grew up in a time when it seems like every time I went out to see a movie, it was just a big deal. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to see the SpongeBob movie Friday with my adult son. I'm excited. I had no idea there was a SpongeBob movie. I never got into SpongeBob. I know people love it, and I have to think there's something about it that I would enjoy, but for whatever reason, I say for whatever reason. I mean, when the show like originally aired, I was just at the age where I just wasn't really watching many cartoons unless they were like adult cartoons. But I know now that SpongeBob is a cartoon that is accessible for adults. I should binge some SpongeBob and see if I like it. Should I, Lola? Should I give SpongeBob a chance? I saw It's a Wonderful Life, and we all sing and ring our bells at the end. What year was that, Lola? I guess that was maybe... When did that come out? 46? Was it like a 50-year re-release? Was it like 96 maybe when you saw that? When did you see that in the theater? By the way, Rhino hates It's a Wonderful Life. I watched it again here this holiday season. I watch it every year. Hey, would you like me to make another political observation here before I sign off? I know you guys love them. The thing about It's a Wonderful Life is it's a movie about socialism, whether you like it or not. We know the kind of person Mr. Potter is and what he represents. And we know what the building and loan represented and how George was explaining to people when there was like a crisis at the bank and people were trying to take all their money out, and he was explaining like, your money is in Joe's house and Joe's money is in Larry's house. You got to understand here, like, And then and the way that people pulled together at the end to bail George out, they're like, let's pull together and assist this guy. Like I didn't really put it together until recently. Like that movie came out basically right after the the FDR administration, the New Deal, Social Security, minimum wage, a lot of policy that has been so important for the American public since he implemented them some nearly 80 years ago. I feel like that movie kind of reflects it because it was right in that time in 46. And I read more and more about it once that thought popped in my head, and it turns out that there were people in Hollywood that really wanted to suppress that movie because they felt like it was promoting socialism and being too anti-capitalism. And I don't know. It's just funny because here we are, I don't know, nearly 80 years later, maybe 80 years later now, and you look at a movie like that, it still holds up. If you enjoy that movie, if it still tugs at your heartstrings, the message is still the same. The concept is still the same. Nothing has really changed. Like, it's just not healthy for society when one uber rich person is controlling the rest of us. Anyway, I digress. The movie's so bad, the acting is even worse. Well, Rhino, you're on an island, and that's fine. Every year, the Sunday before Christmas, an old vaudeville theater plays movies for free. Every Sunday before. Oh. And, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah. God, John Candy. Miss him to death. It's Hollywood, a fantasy, LOL. So what? You don't watch any movies, Rhino? You don't get any enjoyment out of any movies out of Hollywood? Yeah, of course they embellish. Of course they exaggerate to make a Hollywood story. I remember I was watching some thing about the movie Rudy, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Rhino, being a football fan, and just how historically inaccurate that movie was and how much they Hollywooded it up. Joe Montana was actually a freshman on that Notre Dame football team, and he's like, none of that shit happened. And like, well, I mean, not none of it, but like the vast majority of it either didn't happen or some of the stuff that did didn't happen the way that the movie portrayed it. The Blind Side, if we're sticking with sports, that's been revealed to be a complete bullshit Hollywood story. Yeah, this is Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood embellishes. It happens. I don't mind embellishment as long as it isn't like the whole thing with The Blind Side. I think is pretty fucked up. But like, in terms of it's the whole concept of fantasy. What do you want to? It's a movie. You're going for escapism. You're going to go to live vicariously through another story. If you don't want something that's taking liberties and embellishing and crafting a story, then I would recommend just sticking to documentaries, right? Those have always been around. You can always just stick to documentaries if Hollywood is annoying the ever-living shit out of you. I just don't know why you pick It's a Wonderful Life as the one that just represents that when there are countless other movies that I could point at, particularly in our lifetime, that are just as bad, if not worse, in that regard. As long as people know it's all fun and fluff, not reality. Again, it's escapism. Escapism, by definition, is a absence of reality. You are allowing yourself to put yourself into a situation that is not real. That's okay. It's the same thing when you open up a book. You can read 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's escapism. It's not reality. That story didn't actually happen. Newsflash. The point of telling a story isn't to represent something completely authentic. It's to express some sort of message. And that's okay to take some liberties when you do that. Some people do it too far, especially if you're talking about like an actual real event. If you're going to do a movie about a real event, then you should have more care in presenting it in a way that's not Hollywood fluff, right? Paul Greengrass is an amazing director. He made a movie you guys might remember called United 93, which is a movie about the plane that went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania on 9/11. That movie I watch pretty it's in my rotation about once a year. Usually around September 11th, I'll go back and watch that movie because it's just I need to remind myself of what happened that day, as much as it affected me, and it affected me for a very long time. But that movie was made in a way that it was not trying to give you some fantasy. It was not trying to embellish a story. It was very respectful in the way that it was made. If you've never seen United 93, I highly recommend it. It's not an easy watch, but it's an important watch. When it says based on true story, 90% it's fake. Yeah. True story, yeah. They can take just one piece of something, a person's name, the occupation that person had, whatever, and say, this is a true story, and it's only true about that one part, and then they are now just reinventing a new story about everything else. But honestly, to use an example, the Coen brothers, when they made Fargo for me is one of my favorite all-time movies, and they opened that movie with a title card that says, what you're about to watch is a true story based on true events. The real names have been left out to protect whatever. And at the time, a lot of people bought into that. Like, wow, this is a true story. And if you watch Fargo and just how ridiculous of a plot it is, just how crazy things unravel, it does make you think that, like, this is an example of truth being stranger than fiction. Like, I can actually believe that this happened more than it just being a made-up story. But it was a made-up story. The Coen brothers were just fucking with us. And I don't fault them for that. Just give me a compelling story. Real, not real. Give me a compelling story. It doesn't matter to me. But people create ideologies from these movies, like they could be Rudy or Michael O'Hare, or that the ending of Their Wonderful Life happens. These are outlier situations, not the norm. I don't think that. I think you're. Are there X amount of people that literally translate movies like that into thinking that they are real? I'm sure there's a handful of people out there, but I think most people understand, Rhino, that these are stories that the point is not to sit there and go, oh, this actually happened. This is real. The point is, what is the story itself saying? Like, is it a good story? The whole like based on a real thing it's just a marketing ploy. It's just to make people go, oh, well, if this has actually happened, then I feel more inclined to want to check it out. But in general, most movies are based on fiction. They're based on people's ideas, and that's fine. I remember being at a stopped on the street to allow a hearse to go by. You mean a hearse? Yeah, that's where were you living at the time, Lola? You remember when War of the Worlds, I think you mean, not World of the War, was broadcasted one night on Halloween on radio? Are you talking about the original Orson Welles radio broadcast of War of the Worlds that got everybody back in like the 1940s into an absolute panic because they thought they were actually being having an alien invasion? So you heard this back in the 40s, or was this like a replay? Literally count at one. Count at one what? New Hampshire? New Hampshire for a 9/11 victim you saw go by. Replay. Replay. I think I've only heard just like a little like sample snippet from the Orson Welles radio broadcast, but that kind of makes me interested in listening to the actual entire thing. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. But yeah, when you're talking about Rhino, like this isn't the norm. Like I don't think it's healthy for anybody to go to a movie, see the plot of a movie and go, yeah, this is the norm. It's a movie. It's escapism. A lot of the times it's not about the plot of the movie and how realistic it is. It's just about the themes, the message that the story is trying to hammer home. You know, and I think for the movie like It's a Wonderful Life, I think it's pretty simple what that message is, and that is, you know, that no matter how down and out you are, if you're a good person, you're having a very positive effect on other people in your life, and that is more valuable than any amount of money in the world. And that's something I think makes us better as a society, to value being a good person in your neighborhood, in society, in your community. Like just doing that is more valuable than money. I believe that. Now, you can call me silly for thinking that. And I get it. At the end of the day, you still need to make money to pay the fucking bills. And not every George Bailey is going to have the whole neighborhood come over and bail him out with a basket full of cash in this perfect Hollywood ending. But I still think the message is a positive one. This was a guy in a movie that was a good person and was looking to have some experiences in life. He wanted to get out. He wanted to explore the world, and he was tied down because he had these commitments, because at the end of the day, he felt it was more important to take care of the people he cared about and the community he cared about than chasing his own dreams. And there's a lot of people whose lives play out the same way. You know, they have these dreams, but they are in a situation where they can't pursue them because they have to take care of people around them. I can identify with that, you know? And he was at the end of his rope, you know? He felt like he was worth more dead than alive. He didn't understand how much of an impact he had on other people's lives. And He was given a chance to see that, in fact, that he did. And that's just a positive message. I mean, I don't know how you can hate on something like that. You can say it's cheesy. You can say the acting was shitty, but I mean, there's a reason, Rhino, why an 80-year-old movie is still watched lovingly by millions and millions of people year after year around Christmas. There's a positive message there, and it's okay. So you're telling me Wonderful Life doesn't push towards them thinking socialism can work? I'm not telling you anything, dude. I'm telling you. Like, if you want to draw conclusions, feel free. I'm only telling you what I'm telling you. Okay? Don't get in a pissy fit on me, all right? You still have your New Year's coming in about 9 hours and 56 minutes. Oh, wait, you're 2 more time zones away. 11 hours. I don't know. Hey, Card, how you been? Happy New Year to you. I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? How long have I been on? It's after 2 a.m. here now. I should. Let me message Marcia over here for a minute and see if she's around. Because if I'm about to sign off, maybe Marcia can come over for a minute. Because she might get angry. Nobody's been more supportive of this particular channel than Marcia. And I knew her back before I started this home shopping nonsense. All right, I just messaged her that I'm streaming now and have been, if you want to hurry over. I'm good. I've just been super busy. Yeah? What's shaking? I've been pretty busy too, man. I'm trying to work on some stuff here behind the scenes. But how am I looking? I feel really sweaty. Oh, have I been on this version of the screen this long? I didn't even realize. Hold on. Wait, did somebody message me? Oh, there's Marcia. Can't. Sorry. Have company for New Year's. Happy New Year to you. No worries. Just didn't want you to feel like Ike's. No worries. Happy New Year. Just didn't want you to feel like I forgot about you. All right. I'm a good person, everybody. Just so you know. I am a good person. Pretty wise, too. I got a lot more to learn, but I am happy in being able to state confidently that I've not given up on learning and educating myself every single day. I have this weird idea that if I know I have this lifespan that's only going to last 70 years or something like that. 70-something years. I'm thinking I'm not going to live till 80-something, 90-something. There's just no way. The genetics in my family history would indicate even if I lived like Jack LaLanne, I'm not going to get past like 75. So that was something I had to think about tonight, was that, wow, this marks at best, like best case scenario, I am now done with the act 2 of my life and entering the third and final act, which is to say, you know, I think my realistic target for a lifespan, if I don't have some bad accident or something extremely unlucky, 74 is probably a decent target for me. I'm now at the 2/3 mark with this new year. I am now in the final third. This is the final stretch. 2/3 of my life is now over. Forget about midlife crisis. This is 2/3 crisis. I'm down to the final fucking third of my life. And that's best case scenario. That would get me to 74. I could easily croak by 55. I don't know. But whether it's 55 or 74, either way, it's the last act. It's crazy because part of me mentally still feels like high school was 2 years ago, that I'm still a kid. But maybe that mentality is what keeps me living a little longer than I would have thought. I don't know. What else? Getting ready to kick some butt in the annual Monopoly game my family has. Card. Are you a good Monopoly player? Are you good at trading? Because really, that game really comes down. I mean, there's two factors to winning Monopoly. One is the complete luck of dice rolling, right? If the very first roll of Monopoly is a 4 and you land on luxury tax, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked because you've only got a limited amount of cash to start with, and you want to buy up those properties, and now suddenly you're giving out $200 for this fucking tax on your first roll. You better hope it was at least a doubles, a 2 and a 2, so you can roll again. If you roll a 1 and a 3 on the first turn of Monopoly, you're fucked. That game never ends if we apply the It's a Wonderful Life mentality. All right, well, Rhino, here's how the game works if capitalism goes unchecked, which if you talk about Monopoly and apply it to actual society, here's what happens. Everybody starts out with the same amount of money. That sounds like socialism to me. But through capitalism, what happens? One person winds up buying everything and everyone else winds up going broke. There's your capitalism for you. One person winds up buying everything and everyone else winds up going broke. I like the part of Monopoly where everybody's still in the game. Everybody's got some properties. Things are still left up to chance. But the way Monopoly always ends kind of feels like the way capitalism is going to end in America if left unchecked, which is all the money will go to not one person, but a very select few, and the rest of us are going to be fucking broke. Great. I know I'm not going to win at real life Monopoly because I have no desire to have all the money. I don't want all the fucking money. But anyway, I'm good at trading. We've been doing this for years. Yeah, I'm good at trading too. Back in my Monopoly playing days with family and friends, I had a knack for convincing people that my trade offers were beneficial to them when I knew that they weren't. Oh, I knew which properties were way more valuable than others, like the oranges, St. James, Tennessee Avenue, and what's the other one? New York Avenue. Those orange properties, probably the best properties on the board. Way more valuable than the green properties that, you know, if you build houses and hotels on, they do pay off more, but the number of times people land on those properties are way less because, first of all, you got to go to jail, right? So when you go to jail and you get out and you roll, if you roll, what, a 6, 8, or 9, you're landing on one of my orange properties and you're fucked. How many times do you skip over those green properties? It's, you know, whatever. So I was always going after my orange properties. I would convince somebody that, you know, take my 1 green for your 2 oranges. And it works out to be the same when I knew, oh, you're getting screwed. Gotta use AI. Oh, you know what, Rhino? I'm going to stop reading your comment right there at gotta use AI, because no, I don't. I like the orange and red properties. Yeah, the red, the other one on the other side of free parking. Yeah. First of all, you have a card that takes you straight to Illinois Avenue. That's nice. I should do like a tier ranking of Monopoly properties. I think the oranges are the most valuable. I think reds are probably second. Then I would probably go purple. Then I would probably go Boardwalk and Park Place. Then I'd probably go light blue with Connecticut Avenue, Vermont. Then I'd probably go yellow, Ventor, all that shit right before you go to jail. And then I'd probably go to the greens, and then Baltic and Mediterranean Avenue, which, let's face it, who wants to sit there and collect $4 rent? Shit. Monopoly. It's a pretty incredible game. Completely ripped off by somebody else's idea. I can't remember. Some lady made a board game that was basically Monopoly, and it got stolen before she could, like, I guess, successfully copyright it or something. But there's a reason why that game has stuck around for so long. Illinois is the most landed on property. Yeah, it would seem that way because you've got, maybe your first or second roll out of a go to jail situation. You've got a advance to Illinois card. If you get like an advance to St. Charles Place, you might be just one roll away from getting to Illinois. Yeah, it does seem that Illinois, but I have to think that like one of the oranges, if Illinois is the most landed on space, the oranges have to be very, very close behind because of that 6, 8, 9 roll coming out of jail. I don't care what facts you're looking up. I want the oranges first. Should I sign off now? The fuck am I talking about? All right. Let's see. Probably a good idea to sign off before Rhino and I have more talks about socialism versus capital. Look, just so I'm on record, I'm fine with capitalism. They just need guardrails, okay? I don't mind people chasing the almighty dollar. That's fine. But for an entire society to collectively get along without, rampant homelessness or rampant people bankrupt from medical bills or people who just can't afford to pay the fucking mortgage on their house. Things that were very, very easy to do back in the 1950s or 60s or in a time where we actually had a middle class. Okay? I just think capitalism needs to be put in check from time to time. FDR did it. Let me ask you, Rhino, how do you feel about FDR's policies? How do you feel about Social Security as a policy? How do you feel about having a minimum wage, which, by the way, should have been lifted to a more, realistic minimum wage for a long, long time now? I don't think they've lifted the minimum wage on a federal level now for over 20 years. What the fuck are we doing? But anyway, FDR is the most socialist president this country's ever seen. And I would argue that America never thrived more than following the generation following the policies that he implemented. The 1950s were an absolute boom for the average American. Okay? Everybody could afford a car. Everybody could afford a house. Everybody could afford to send their kids to college. And nobody, I say nobody, the general public wasn't wallowing in debt. Okay? But hey, what do I know? Hey, Lola, Happy New Year's, and see you when you're back. I am back right now. Orange, red, then light blue. Green are the worst. Yeah, I think green are the worst. Well, I mean, if you can get them without running short on fun. Like I've been able to work with greens in a successful way, but I still think Baltic and Mediterranean Avenue are just a fucking waste of time. Because even when you put hotels on that, what do they give you? Like 200 for a hotel if an opponent lands on it. When every other, I mean, that's like one house on a yellow property. It's like whatever. I can't believe I'm talking about Monopoly. My daughter and I did some research. 5 to 10 cents an hour is equivalent to 25 to 30 hours today, and this was a couple of years ago. Wait a minute, what? Oh, in the early 50s, right. Minimum wage in Kansas City is $7.25. How the fuck are you supposed to pay for housing, food, fuel, car maintenance, car insurance, health insurance, food? How the fuck are you supposed to live off that in 2025? That's ridiculous. That's insulting. That's insane. Even if you're a college kid with their first fucking job making fucking chicken McNuggets at McDonald's, which, I remember doing when I was 15, getting minimum wage. But you know what my minimum wage was then? Which was like 1993? I think it was like $5.25. So just $2 less than what it is fucking 30-something years later. Well, if you're on minimum wage, you got to go public transportation and no car and no insurance. Rhino, I hate to break it to you, but do you realize that there's a large chunk of America that people are making a minimum wage that don't have real public transportation? There's even actual cities that don't have a very good public transit system. There's a lot of parts of the country where you have to have a car to fucking get around. There's no bus. There's no subway. There's fucking no other choice. You got to get a car, man. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'll have one more lucky, and then I'll get out of here. I feel like if Rhino and I talk any more about this, it's going to ruin our chances of collabing this weekend. Because Rhino thinks I'm just like this fucking radical leftist. I can tell. And that's, whatever. Whatever you want to think of me, that's fine. Again, there's a reason I live over here now. It's because I'm not going to sit around and wait for what I feel like is the best version America can be, because I don't think either party is going to make it happen. So fuck it. I'm over here. Are we done? Shit. More brandy will mellow me out. Here's the problem. After midnight, alcohol is no longer for sale in like a 7-Eleven. I'd have to go to a bar, and I'm not about to go to a bar at this point. Starting the year strong, you know me. Why wouldn't I? Folks, let me give you one piece of advice. Don't underestimate what I can offer you, okay? I'm not saying I'm the bee's knees. I'm not saying I have all the answers. But I've met a lot of people in my life. I feel pretty confident in saying that I have a lot more to give than the average person when it comes to breaking shit down, okay? Call me a jerk off for saying that, but I've been ostracized. I've had doors slammed on me for expressing the views that I do. And I will continue to. What do I know versus the up and up the folks in the up and up that are making all the real decisions out there? How what do I know that they right? What do I know? There's a lot of things I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. If you sat there, this is the argument I get by a lot of people when I bring up like certain things that need to change, certain things that need to be corrected. They're like, "Well, what's your solution? Tell me what your solution is then." I love it because am I a politician? No. Have I been studying like political science? Have I been dedicating my life to this sort of thing? No. But I have common sense. I have intellect. I keep abreast of things. I look at more than one side of the equation on the issues. And I draw a conclusion. I feel like I'm pretty logical. I don't let my, I'm an emotional person, but when it comes to policy, I don't let my emotions get involved. And I think I've already said multiple times on this stream alone that I don't let a party make the decisions for me. I take the issues on a case-by-case basis. And I feel like everybody should. Party loyalty to me makes no sense. But anyway, what else you guys got? Anything? How smart can I be? I smoke cigarettes. That makes me an idiot to a lot of people out there, right? This guy's a smoker. There's a guy right here in my neighborhood who's an American who came to live over here. Got married to a Thai lady. They're running a restaurant here in my neighborhood. I met him months ago. And, man, was he judgmental of me super quick. I don't get that same kind of judgment from Thai people here. And I can explain to Thai people, what's going on in my country, and they can explain to me, what's going on in their country, and it's not about trying to score points. It's just we're just having frank conversations. I don't know. All right, I haven't seen a comment in a few minutes. I think it's time to sign off. This has been fun. Wasn't planning on being on this long. I thought I'd sign off like 10 after 12. But I guess, how much is this? How many ounces is this? I don't know. Whatever amount of liquor this is, I guess that affected me. So, thanks for hanging out, everybody. And let me ask this to the people still here. You guys going out tonight? You guys got plans? Yeah, I'll be fine, Card. My sleep schedule's fucking always all over the place. So, it's nothing out of the ordinary for me. I don't have any obligations that have to be met tomorrow. I can sleep in. It's fine. But you guys going out tonight? Anybody doing anything? Look at all these extra cups I had. I bought a little bottle, and I was planning on going around my neighborhood and just giving out cups of shots to folks in the neighborhood, but everybody is gone. I went out like at 11 o'clock when I was returning and realized I didn't have my key. I stopped in and I bought this bottle and these cups. And I was like, yeah, that would be a cool gesture, you know, just, you know, like there's a taxi stand here in the area right next to my building. There's like 4 or 5 taxi guys that I talk to like every day. There's street vendors, people that I see every single day here in my neighborhood. Some that I talk to, some that I just nod and say hello. But I thought maybe tonight I would just kind of go around and pass out cups and give them a little shot. And unfortunately, I guess everybody is. God, look how greasy and sweaty my hair is. Holy shit, I am so sweaty. But I guess everybody's either off the clock and went home, or they're out partying somewhere else. Because my neighborhood, outside of this one venue across the street, is pretty much abandoned right now. I'm staying home tonight, Monopoly, and then a fondue dinner. Card, what's your token of choice when playing Monopoly? That's what we're going to go out on. What is your token of choice when playing Monopoly? I think for me, it was either the thimble or the shoe. I would be happy with either. But yeah, I think the thimble or the shoe. What were the other ones? A little race car. There was like a guy on a horse. I wasn't interested in those. What were the other ones? Hey, thanks, Paul. Same to you, and same to all of you. Honestly, I want everybody to have a good year this year. I really do. I feel like it's, I don't know. I want to be optimistic. The trolley is, the trolley. Yes. I forgot about the trolley. Fair enough. Yeah. Monopoly. All right. I'm going to pass out. Thanks everybody for listening to me ramble for this long. I hope I didn't ruffle any feathers with my takes, but that's just me, you know. I don't have much of a filter, do I? All right, I'm fucking blitzed. I gotta go. Happy New Year, everybody. Sincerely, Happy New Year. This century is already a quarter of the year over. Holy shit. Fucking crazy, isn't it? Yeah. A toast with an empty cup to Act 3. Act 3 of my life. The final act begins now. What am I going to do with the last 24 years of my life? I don't know. I hope it's something I can feel good about. But here's to the next 24 years for all of you guys. All right, I'm gone. Take it easy. When am I on again on this channel? No fucking clue. But that's it for now. Happy New Year. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.